Well, Darrell, it was a great way to end 2015, that win against Leyton Orient. You must have been delighted with how your players performed.
Pleased about the win, finishing the year on a high. But starting another one, coming straight up. So we're back in working hard on the training pitch to try and make sure we get the same end result come Luton on Saturday.
I think you mentioned the fans after the game on Monday, but it's incredible attendance, 9,800.
Oh, superb. Very, very good. Really pleased to send them home happy and with 3 points in the bag, and we look to do that. Hopefully we'll have another bumper crowd in on New Year's Day, another tough game against a tough Luton team. So, but we hope to send them home happy again. It's certainly going to be no easy task, that's for sure.
Luton side probably looking to come back after the traumatic few weeks.
Their chief executive's been on record saying it's a League One squad. And that's what they have got. They've got big players in there. It's probably the most talented squad in the league that's underachieving at the minute. And obviously they're after a new manager to not try and knit it all together for whatever reasons. Hasn't quite happened for them this season. But so they certainly won't be rolling out a late push in the day second half of the season because of the players they've got at their disposal. We're getting a lot of League Two teams.
You know the caretaker manager quite well, don't you, Andy Orford?
Yeah, he's a good footballing man, Andy. Obviously spent a lot of time of his career and coaching and managerial career at Portsmouth. Great lad, great man, and he's done well since he's been looking after it in a caretaker capacity. So he'll have them well organised, very well drilled, and no doubt he's done plenty of work with them on the training ground and got them doing one or two bits and pieces that may be different to what John had them doing.
Do you think you're getting a reputation as a tinkerman in the lower leagues, the way you're
really,
utilising your squad? Really?
No, not really, to be honest with you. I think people make a bit too much out of it, to be honest.
But
just know my players, yeah, I know my players. I know where they are, I know where their strengths and weaknesses, fitness levels. So I suppose any manager worth his weight should know them things. And sometimes I don't get it right for other reasons. But the lads know it's a squad game. We said it first day, well, since I took it over as manager. And at the start of each season, it's stressed to the players that they'll all play their part, and they've got to make sure they try and play a bigger part than most, because if they're playing a bigger part, that means they're in form and they're doing well.
At the start of the season, I know you take one game at a time, but could you set yourself a target of being in the top seven?
When the next game, Keith, you get.
No, but you at the start of the season.
No, I didn't. No. I said that it should always be the case that Bristol Rovers should be aiming to finish in the top 7 this season. Now that's easier said than done. It's easy to say that. I'm always an ambitious manager, and I think at the start of any season of managing any football club, you should be aiming for promotion. Otherwise, what's the point? So there's no way I was going to sit in front of the cameras and go, well, we'll be happy with mid-table, because I'd never be a manager that works that way. I'm hungry for success, and we want more success. But the testament to the lads' efforts for half a season that we've got ourselves in the top 7. But it's, for me, I set high standards, and that's the way I'll always work. Whatever may come with it, the standards have to be set high. And like I say, that'd be any football club I was working with. And God forbid other managers that want to start a season when everybody starts on no points, that don't want promotion.
You are competing with bigger squads and clubs with bigger budgets, so you must be pleased with the way that.
Oh no, delighted where we are, but we just look ahead to the next game all the time. I know it's boring, and I say a lot of press conferences are very similar, but I think as soon as you start looking too far ahead, you get a kick in the balls, which we don't want. We want to move forward onto the next game, which is Luton, which is going to be great atmosphere, great crowd in, and hopefully we can kick on where we left on against Orient.
Are you surprised at the way that some of the players have adapted to league football? Because 3 or 4 hadn't played in the league.
No, because I think there's certain players, good players in non-league. We had a certain amount of experience. I was always pretty confident that the lads would make the step up. Of course, you're not 100% sure about that. So at the end of the day, football, whether it's non-league or league football, it's 11 men versus 11 men. That's what it is. And a lot of it's in the mindset from non-league players coming into the league, because there's a hell of a lot, like I keep saying, good players into non-league, good players in league. It's trying to get the best out of the group, and we work as a group, not individuals. It's working on group ethics rather than in individual mindsets of players. Footballers can be very, very selfish at times. It's a very selfish world, although it is a team sport. It becomes very selfish. Certain players, if they're doing well, want to leave and bits and pieces. Not saying that's happening here, but we always collectively worked as a group, and that's what got us success in 2015, and that's what's hoping to bring success in 2016.
Fitness and team spirit are two major qualities of your squad, I would say.
I don't know why we fit though, because we don't do it in training, so I don't know. So it just comes off the cuff, Keith, that one. But nah, listen, the lads, it's work ethic. It's work ethic. It's work ethic all the time. So, and I think fitness levels have to be very, very high, and we're fortunate that we've got some really fit players, and players are getting fitter because they're working harder in training than they perhaps might have been at their other clubs and where they used to be. We set high demands and make sure that the fitness levels of the players are to the highest point when we train.
Team spirit is how do you quantify it though? I mean, it's something you're very keen on, developing that team spirit, and it was worth a lot more.
Any successful team, if it hasn't got to, they've all got great team spirits, and team spirit for me is times when aren't going well. The real togetherness. That's when team spirit really comes into play. It's quite easy to have a spirit when you're winning football matches and things are going well. It's when one or two things start going against you, and that's where you start seeing a few clinks in the armoury. But we don't have that here. We bounce back. We take each game as it comes. If we lose one, we move on to the next one. If we win one, we enjoy it for 5 minutes and move on to the next one. And that's important. And team spirit, for me, is vital for them days when things aren't going so well.
Going into Luton, Rory Gaffney must be on a high after his 2 goals on Monday. He took them really well, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He finished really well, but his work rate and his effort within the group that for me stands out. He works hard like all my players do, and the goals are rewards for his hard work. If you don't keep running and you keep battling away and making forward runs, you don't get your goals. And his goals came from a good forward run, especially the second one, and a great early finish. In the first one, he showed a bit of great composure, but he's running forward, and that's a testament to his fitness levels.
You said on Monday you're in talks with Cambridge. Those are ongoing, I guess, in terms of him either extending his loan or signing.
Talks are ongoing. I had a conversation for a week or so with Cambridge about Rory, and we'll see where it goes. As soon as there's anything official to be announced, it'll be on the official website. But I've got no more to say on it. At the end of the day, he's still Cambridge United's player, and his loan finishes after the Luton game.